Welcome to Startup Hack, where we love to train software developers. Now, lately there's been a growing trend of people turning to Chat GPT for assistance in coding tasks. One individual took to Twitter to showcase how they used Chat GPT to create a simplified version of Pong in less than 60 seconds, while another harnessed its capabilities to generate a Python script for renaming files. Intrigued by these feats, I decided to join the action. I reached out to Chat GPT, specifically the March 14th version, with a unique challenge: create a straightforward to-do list with a web application. My initial request was as follows: I'd like to make a simple to-do web app. Show me the code that would do the following: display the text, my to-do list, at the top, with a field beneath where I can type in to-do items. When I type in a new to-do item and hit enter, the new item would appear in a list below the input field. When I click on any item, it disappears. So that's what I typed into ChatGPT. Like magic, ChatGPT promptly generated a set of simple HTML and JavaScript code that precisely matched my request. Over the next few minutes, I continued to expand on my request. I asked ChatGPT to add a Save List button, which would store the list locally in your browser. I provided specific Google fonts for usage and requested CSS styling to incorporate these fonts. I even had it make additional stylistic changes, such as adjusting font sizes for different screen sizes, adding bullet point lists before each list item, and creating a light gray dotted line around the input box. With each request, ChatGPT guided me on where to place the new code and explain its functionality. Incredibly, the entire process took just under 15 minutes. The final version of the web app you can see now below, and we'll show it on the screen here. However, it's worth noting that the journey wasn't without its hiccups. ChatGPT's initial attempt to add bullet points didn't work correctly, requiring me to seek a revision. Similarly, when I asked it to implement font size changes styling, it seemed to forget my earlier request to add a gray outline to the input box, resulting in omission from the code. Additionally, it's important to consider that this level of precision might not be accessible to a non-coder. My experience as a coder allowed me to phrase my request with precision. Nevertheless, overall, ChatGPT performed pretty amazing, demonstrating its potential in coding realm. So does this mean that coders are facing obsolescence? Is ChatGPT ushering in a Star Trek-like era where we simply tell computers what we want them to do? The short answer is not quite, at least not at the immediate future. ChatGPT excels in solving coding problems that are relatively common and have been tackled numerous times before. Tasks like creating to-do lists or Pong games have already been coded countless times and are readily available online. OpenAI's models were trained on a wealth of existing code, enabling them to quickly produce solutions to frequently encountered problems. However, the world of coding is more intricate than just reproducing basic algorithms. Many coding challenges involve complex interactions with external services and APIs. Consider a scenario where a third-party company provides vague specifications for a new API endpoint. These situations require extensive communication, clarification, problem-solving, often before a single line of code is even written. Automating these nuanced conversations and decision-making process is a monumental task, far more challenging than mastering the intricacies of APIs. While it's theoretically possible for OpenAI to enhance its models by training them on a wide range of APIs, it's only a small part of the broader landscape of software engineering. The heart of creating a product lies in understanding clients' needs, a process that demands extensive discussions and careful planning. When we consider the discussions happening on the platform, like Hacker News about the potential of replacement of coders by ChatGPT and AI, the consensus largely leans towards the view that in the short term and in the medium term, coders will remain essential. Instead of replacing them, AI is more likely to amplify the productivity of existing software developers. This evolution could resemble the impact of Microsoft Word on document creation. In the past, word processing required highly skilled word processors, and generating digital documents was labor-intensive. However, the advent of affordable desktop computers empowered anyone to create professional documents, resulting in a significant increase in document production. So in my own experience, I've been using Copilot and ChatGPT for many years, streamlining the coding process. It helps me breeze through boilerplate code, allowing me to focus on more challenging aspects of my projects. However, there's a subtler issue with ChatGPT's code generation, which is its tendency to produce misleading information. As I've discussed previously, ChatGPT generates text that appears suitable but lacks true understanding or knowledge. It's essentially cheating its way through responses, creating content that may sound convincing but isn't necessarily accurate or really useful for coders. This presents a challenge when relying on ChatGPT for factual information or code generation. It can inadvertently make up information or code that might seem plausible but ultimately fails when put to the test. This subtler form of misinformation can lead to issues down the line, especially when the code appears to work initially but collapses when it encounters edge cases. The other part of this is that even if you have code out there, a large portion of of time for developers is debugging. ChatGPT is not going to debug everything for you, nor will it find business problems that lack inside of your code. So in conclusion, while ChatGPT and similar AI tools have made significant strides in assisting with basic coding tasks, they're unlikely to replace coders in the foreseeable future. Coding is a multifaceted field that involves not only writing code, but also understanding complex problems, collaborating with clients, and making informed decisions. AI can undoubtedly enhance productivity and streamline certain aspects of coding, but the role of human coders remains crucial for tackling the intricate challenges of software development. And that's why here at Startup Hack, we love teaching software developers. We love creating developers of tomorrow. We know that this is an industry that is going to be around for a long time and makes amazing careers. We also know that AI is just one of the many tools that we'll be able to use to help our productivity. So make sure you check out startuphack.com or hit the link down below if you'd like to start up as a new full stack software developer. And if you're already a software developer, check out startuphack.com/AI and we can get you started on how to use the best AI tools as a developer.